may not say enough is enough, but people have their own time schedules. They have to return to their respective places, and New York is a very busy city and very crowded streets it has. You know, I was traveling by myself along with my own personal escorts and things from one place to another, and we made good speed. But this morning it was suggested that to improve the speed you must employ the services of police. And you know what happened? Why I was late here? That is the only reason. We could make good speed 50 and beyond, but with the police custody, in police custody, we couldn't move beyond 30 miles per hour. So some of you may have that police custody, police escort, so I should warn you to keep an eye on the moving hands of the watches, of your watch, and read the expressions as well. When you think it is time for us to start eating, you better declare it. Thank you.
So in that regard, we have one question.
Okay.
On the mic. Go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
My name is Imran, and alhamdulillah I am a Muslim.
Yes.
And my question to you, sir, is as the head of this movement or organization, do you have a pragmatic agenda to establish a state through which you can further, through which you can manifest the true purpose of Islam? That to me is to lift the bottom of the societies all over the world, or the oppressed people that we call. And if you do have, could you enlighten us about that? One more thing. Instead of pointing fingers among one another, like we say, oh, it's our problems are because of this particular sect in Islam or that particular sect, who is the true enemy to us? As I will quote Iqbal, he said that hikmat-e-maghrib se millat ki ye kaifiyat hui, tukde-tukde jis tarah sone ko kar deta hai ghas. So
I'll answer both your questions. Thank you very much. Yes, please. The first question related to
the state of is there a state?
Yes, I've got it. The idea is so remote from me that I forgot within a few seconds of what you were talking about. To establish a state for establishing religious values is farthest from religion. No prophet of God waited for power to establish religious values. God waited for the prophet to have achieved religious values before he was granted a state. Don't put the cart before the horse. No state on earth, ever in the history of man, has been able to inculcate human religious moral values among people with the help of sword or coercion in the hands of the state. There is a verdict of history which finds no exception. But there are people who are powerless, who stand for values, and because of their being powerless, the values they achieve and create become lasting values. Jesus being one of those. Look at Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. For 13 years, when he needed the power of state most, because his message was threatened to be wiped out, it had no power, no access. He had to migrate from his own township, leaving everything behind. Then for years to come, about 8 years, he lived without power in Medina, in exile, until he retired just a year or two before his demise. By that time, he had achieved all the moral values he was pleading. And by that time, he had built the community which is worthy of discharging the affairs of state. And it was that impetus which was used and consumed by Islam for many centuries to come. So we have no such plan because I don't believe in suicide. Thank you.
I'm sorry, sir. There's another question that has come to the podium. Thank you.
Now the second question relates to...
The second question, sir?
second question was, I mean, instead of pointing fingers to one another.
Oh, yes, I've got it.
I mean, who is...
You see, who is to blame? Now, people have various tendencies in the world of Islam. Some mullahs or clergy blame the other sects for all the ills of Islam, like we have experienced personally. A few years ago, Maulana Manzoor Chinoti issued a statement which was published by almost all the big newspapers of Pakistan, that when a fish in the Pacific Ocean behaves mischievously, believe that the Qadianis are behind that fish. You see, I don't believe in such things. I believe in realities. Realities, when expressed truly, sink into the hearts of the people. I do not blame the Western powers or Christianity or Judaism for the ills of Islam. I only blame the Muslims of today for their own ills. Because, remember this, as long as a man is healthy, no bacteria are permitted by God to work on him. When he becomes unhealthy, then all the bacteria, we are all sharing with each other through a breath and inhalation, suddenly become active in one person. Why? He has become diseased. And the bacteria are just a sign of his internal malady and disease. Now, when do the vultures sit on the live animals? Have you ever seen that? Vultures only are invited by the corpses. So the same process is further enhanced and becomes more visible. The process of disease is caused by the inner weaknesses of people themselves. And when they go beyond a certain time, then they become corpses fit only to be eaten by vultures. So it is the Muslims who are to be blamed for this. Islam was much smaller in size, in number, in strength, close to the time of Hadhrat Muhammad Rasulullah. Why could Islam be ill-treated by the powers all around it? Show me one example. Because they were healthy. They were spiritually, morally healthy people. So the only people to be blamed are the Muslims of today and the clergy, in the sense that they do not point their fingers at the sources of danger. They should tell people to return to God in their moral values, in their care for humanity, in their care for truth. Once they do it, then the Muslims will emerge as a great people, not otherwise.
I'm sorry, sir, but we have other questions.
No, it's not a question, actually.
I'm sorry, but we have other remarks as well. So this question is from Mr. Fatih Mohammed. He has 3 questions, but because we have consideration of time, I'll only ask the first one.
Okay.
And the other 2, we will send something back in relative.
Right.
His first question is, what means Khalifatul Masih the 4th?
The word Khalifa is a terminology of Islam in particular. It has many different connotations in relation to its application. When the word Khalifa is related to God, Khalifatullah means the prophet, a messenger of God. And as such, all messengers are Khalifatullah. When the messengers pass away, those who become vicegerents of the department